All right, let's see. We can get this volume going here. Okay, are we live? Yep, okay. That was weird. That's the first time I ever got a commercial on my own thing. And it was a funny one, too, to beat all. How is everyone tonight? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've been doing the weekly challenge, too. I told you all I would, so. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, it feels weird. I have not worn just a t-shirt style shirt. Ooh, I bet it's been probably been 8 years or more. So it feels different. All right, let's see what we got in here. Hello, Sean. Of course, Peachy, Halloween, Alex, Merrick, Mathis. Wow, we got a lot in here. And is that Axel? All right. So hopefully y'all didn't find this week's weekly challenge too difficult. I know it was to get outside your physical realm comfort zone in some way. For example, me trading out my standard day wardrobe. I just get, wow, I have not been called Pastor Drake in years. And even then, it was a mistake. Yeah, definitely. If you're here, smash that like button. It'll help the channel out big time. Welcome, Daisy. Good to see you. That's all right, Lauren. That's perfectly understandable. I put knowledge before entertainment all the time. Well, that's partially true because I get laughed at. If I get bored, I wander off and work because I like to study, research, and do stuff like that. So yeah, I'm probably the biggest nerd. It's like, oh look, I'm bored. I'm gonna go do homework for fun. See, there you go, Peachy. So yeah. Plus, this also helps me because it shows my scales haven't been nice at showing the gains I've been making for getting in shape. But this particular shirt, my mom purchased it, and it wouldn't have fit if I hadn't lost weight. So nice little perk there. Hey, critical thinking is important. In fact, I would suggest that might be the most important thing you could learn. It's better to learn to think critically than to learn what to think. Hey, hey. Your name messes with my dialect there. Yeah, you caught the show. Look at that. Well, I don't know if this is a show. It's more just me rambling and answering questions. But if that constitutes a show, you caught the show. So. I always like the introductions and discussions, but then again, I'm good at talking, so go figure. I know a lot of people who absolutely hate them. So hopefully everyone's had a good week. I know it's been a crazy week, but hopefully everyone's had a good one. I have actually been diving in and doing a lot of research, getting a lot of filming done. We are currently 1/3 of the way through the Dragon Magic 102 class, filming and editing. So we're making good progress there, unless, a technological boogeyman or something bad happens. We're right on target. Well, yeah, Daisy, we kind of didn't have the magical coffee hour Sunday. So it does feel like it's been a while. It really does. But at the same time, this week went so fast. Until an alarm went off today, I didn't realize it's Friday. So it's weird because it's like I haven't streamed in so long. It felt weird, which, me being terrified of cameras, it's a little odd to realize I kind of missed it. But even though it felt long, it just snuck up on me still somehow. And I have got a lot of great comments on the channel this week, a lot of great questions, and I want to thank everybody for them. And I also want to thank y'all because apparently whoever's been watching these heard my rant about spammy comments, because I haven't got any since then. So I appreciate it. You guys are definitely great and definitely make this worth doing. And I do actually read your comments. I enjoy it. And for those of you who may write a comment and feel you got skipped over because someone got answered before you, 9 times out of 10, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to answer your comment. Too uncommon in 2 different areas. First off, you have little human spirits, and most hauntings are human spirits, honestly. But they enjoy scaring people. That's pretty much how they get their jollies. So in one case, they'll wander in, they'll try and scare you. The moment they realize you're not afraid of them, they'll go find someone else. It's kind of like the people who only play a game on God mode so you can't fail. They kind of have the same mentality. So instead of taking it as a challenge, they just move along. That said, however, I do know entities that are actually quite capable entities, quite wise, powerful, and I have seen them wander into a person's house to try and scare them because they're starting to get the measure of the person. They're trying to figure out, what is this person? Because there's a lot of practitioners out there who, it's kind of funny because they talk a big game, but the first time an entity actually is face to face with them, they run and hide under that. So you will find a lot of entities will just kind of, poke fun and actually see if they can spook you real easy, just to kind of ease into getting a measure of you. Yeah, I noticed that today myself. Thank you. I'm actually considering keeping it. I usually trim it down. I'm thinking about just leaving it trimmed into the point here. Exactly. A has it. They are full. They're fueled by fear. So, I mean, it's like a fat guy at a buffet. No food. He's leaving. I should know. I'm the fat guy usually. Hey, TC. Good to see you. I was, for all those who keep asking me for ways to donate to the cause or the channel, whatever you want to call it. I was planning on attempting to get super chat set up on these live streams for you all. And time got away from me this weekend, so I did not do it. but I am going to try and get that set up for y'all. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having his little stick either, that little cobra stick of his. Next time a salesperson shows up, you don't want to sell me this crap. Get out of here. I actually have a sign that says wizard working in progress on my door. That usually runs them off. Although I may have to get more aggressive. Something like this patio is paved with the bones of people who annoyed me. We'll see. Also, if you were some. Actually, Halloween, that's a really good question, and the answer is no. And I know this because I've actually took a poll across the entities I work with. So Azazel, Odin, Loki, Thor, all the draconic rulers, they have all popped in to try and play the spiritual boogeyman and scare someone that's thinking about working with. And they all have hilarious stories about that person coming up swinging, throwing lamps. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the stories they would tell you. So no, they don't mind it. In fact, if anything, they love that fighting spirit. Loki seems to just get a chuckle out of it. He just finds it funny as hell, which makes sense. Yeah, I had that same problem. Only I swung, hit, and they were out cold for the rest of the night. So, yeah. I felt bad. I mean, I actually willingly enjoy haunted houses, so I kind of got to give the guy props. I don't scare easy, so. He wasn't mad or anything. I took him out for a steak dinner after. It was good. It was all good. Though I do try to be a little more cautious if I go to haunted houses these days. So, but let's see. Other than the filming, I've been doing a little more research and talking with the Fae so that we can get more videos on the Fae out. I know I had a lot of people asking about those. And we do have plenty of the Norse magic videos to cover as well. Yeah, there's actually quite a few people I know who do that. In fact, one of my original teachers, and you all heard me talk about her, Raven. I don't know. It's one of those things. Some people's energy is just very nurturing, calming, and healing. And she's definitely one of those people. So, yeah, spending any time with her, I come away feeling really calm and refreshed. Even if she's mad at me, oddly enough. When is the Ingus video coming? Ingus Salor's video should be out. I want to say it's going to be early next month because we are trying to space them out so that, it's not just Dragon Magic, Dragon Magic, Dragon Magic. But I want to say his might be the first video next month without checking the calendar. But you should see his video next month for sure. Because now that I've remembered I need to do those videos, I'm making sure to work one in a month at least. Well, shadow magic works with shadow energy. And by and large, if you look at most of your chaos magic books, they don't work with one specific energy. It's just a style of practice. So it's considered chaos because they throw out the traditions and the normal rule book, and they do magic following a rough structure. But the only real rule is it giving you the results you need? And if the answer is yes, you're getting results, then to them that counts as a functional, valid practice. And to do so, they can work with any energy they want. Whereas shadow magic specifically is more working with those shadow energy currents. Magical coffee. I don't know if we can pull that off or not. Hello, Sophia. Actually, dragons do not like to really be worshipped at all. They much prefer a equality, friendship, ally relationship happening. So, and that, yeah, so even the rulers, they don't want to be worshipped. So when you talk about an offering to a dragon, it's like giving a gift of thanks to a friend, you know. And that's why in dragon magic, what's important and is the main focus is building that relationship and that friendship, not so much the worship. In fact, if you've noticed, and I've not mentioned worship in any of my videos for that very reason. No, no. It's weird because I've noticed that deities, like, they view dragons as equals, but a dragon, if you was to call it a deity or something, it makes them real uncomfortable. They don't want to be called that, and they will correct you, not out of anger. It's just they don't want to be called that. Even though, I mean, they view the deities with respect. And I guess from what I've gathered over the years, it's strictly they just want the relationship built on respect and friendship, and they don't want anything else to really cloud the waters of that. I'd buy that Hellcat. I really would. That'd be freaking hilarious. And outside me getting some answers in, that's most of what Magical Coffee Hour is. Linda just heckling me. But it's fun. Well, Mary, I know how to make them. I was just thinking more on a ability to mass produce them, so it's easier because I'm booked pretty tight on time already. And we're talking food grade, which is a whole new batch of license. I do have enough food service training to know that getting those approved could be tricky. I mean, if I was to make one for myself, I don't have to get anything approved. I can just, because no one's going to think anything of that. Um, well, really, that's actually a good question, TC, and it does differ from person to person. But to me, worship is you put them up on a pedestal of some kind, and you go out of your way to praise them, thank them, shower them with attention or gifts, even if you're not necessarily getting something in return. Now, when we apply this to deities, it makes perfect sense. But if you were to apply this to a relationship, people would call it, what's the word? Oh, yeah, toxic. So the way I try to approach it is I try to treat them as I would a good friend or family member. And I can tell you I've never worshiped any of my friends or family members. So yeah, but I do come from a more traditional worship style. So if there's people who put worship down lower, they might see it a little differently. I don't know, but that would be me. But I treat every entity I work with, I approach them as an equal. I treat them with respect, and I try to build a genuine friendship with them. So I never bend a knee to these entities just to get their blessing. And I'm fully open with them. I appreciate your help. I'm grateful. Thanks for teaching me. If I can be of assistance, let me know, because it is a two-way friendship. Yeah, it does remind a lot of people of church, but you got to realize I focus mostly on magic. But a lot of the magical paths are tied in with religions and or spirituality. So they do have a churchy worship aspect to them. But me, I don't do the religion, and I barely could be accused of spirituality, but it would depend on how you define that word. Yeah, I do too. I have no problem going to church with my family when they invite me. I have no problem working with the churches in my community, but at the same time, going to church, I'm not a morning person, and I've slept in enough pews growing up. I'm done. I got my fill. We're good. Oh, hope I didn't distract you, Lauren. Wait, we're in Gamble. Lauren, do you have family in Kentucky? I haven't seen the name Gamble in years, and I know a bunch of them. Well, that's good. At least you didn't have much to do. You was able to knock through that pretty quick. Now, you guys are bringing in good questions every week. You keep getting in on the deep stuff there. Wow, that's funny. I want to say, yeah, it's my mom's family was Gamble. That's what I was thinking of. That's where I know it from. And Halloween just scored some Chinese food. So, yay. I have been getting a lot of questions since this week's video. We might want to touch on that a bit. I'm actually wanting to do a video on it too, but because I know some of the Q&A gets lost in these streams. But when the video for Zephyr Seal went live, And I don't know why this didn't happen with Grail or with Terrafauna. But I have gotten probably 20 emails asking me why the ruler of air's name is Zephyrsil instead of Cyrus. Because when they go to Google, they find the name Cyrus. And I want to be clear about this. Dragons are not big on giving their true name to anyone. And when it comes to their true name, humans couldn't pronounce it if we tried. In fact, we'd probably give ourselves a heart attack if we tried. So I do not know how, but DJ Conway got the name she got. And some of them are way, I mean, I know like the fire ruler really did not care for the name she used for him. And I specifically asked them when I knew this would be going public, because I knew Inga Salor did not care for Fafnir, which is what she referred to him as. So I made sure to go to all 9 of them and ask, what name would you like me to give for your public name when I publish this? So these are the same dragons. It's just this is the name they chose to give me for these workings that they wanted to go public. Which I don't blame Ingus, because let's be honest, if you know your Norse lore, Fafnir was actually, I won't say he was a dwarf that was polymorphed into a dragon. He got greedy. That's where the whole gold greed lore comes from. And he actually got killed. So yeah, as these videos are coming out, they are the same rulers, but that's why the differentials in the names there. That's actually a good question, and we covered it a couple weeks ago a little bit on Magical Coffee Hour, but I don't teach anyone under 18. I can say that clearly. But I actually, for real heavy magic, I actually recommend that you not really start practicing until 16 to 20. And it's not so much a maturity thing. I know a lot of people's like, well, people mature faster. No, it's not the maturity. There's actually so much mental and physical development that takes place during those puberty years that adding in the transformative powers of magic just really it adds a whole new element of chaos and crap to a storm that most people already can't control. That storm. I know I was no picnic in my teens. In fact, I can't think of one teenager who is. If I ever meet one, I'll let you know that. But usually by the time you're nearing 16 to 18, you're really starting to balance out and level out for most people. And some people do balance and level out sooner. I get that. So I have to pick numbers on the average. So when you're talking the deeper stuff, I'm a little iffy on, but you know, a little candle magic, maybe some minor sigil magic for prosperity or good grades. I see no problems with that stuff. But again, that's only my 2 cents based on the way the energies fluctuate and move during those time periods. I do know there's people who teach kids magic really, really young, and I don't oppose it, but I probably wouldn't do it myself, if that makes any sense. That would be interesting, Lauren. If you do find out, shoot me a message on Discord or something, or let me know in the next stream, because that would be funny. Take it easy, Hellcat. Um, well, goblins and kobolds generally fall under a category of fae in most cases, because there's a few categories that don't. Those are very broad categories. But even when dragons do work with them or are put over them, dragons don't usually look at something as an underling. It's really weird. I mean, there's that authority, there's that you're in charge, but they don't look at them as underlings. So that's a hard one to answer. And I'll admit I've not really worked with either of them a lot. And as far as the dragon we saw, yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there, so I don't want to say that's what it is, but yeah, it's possible. Hey, Mortimer, good to see you, man. It has been a while. Oh, believe me, hey, I know the feeling. I really do. The rulers, naturally they're big, but many of your guardian dragons, they clock in the size of a house cat to a sofa at max. But yeah, dragons are big entities. They really are. And it does take some getting used to adjust to that. Oh, okay. We might have a short stream tonight because apparently they're planning an outage that no one told me about. Oh, that does sound neat, Mathis. I can't draw a stick figure. I couldn't imagine trying to paint under the pressure of being on stream. You might have been sensing them. Yeah, you really might have. And honestly, many of your young dragons that they're not necessarily dragons that you work with, they're just young. They are easily small enough to land on branches. Even actually, a lot of your guardian dragons that fall into that smaller size category can land on branches easily. Tangible results and spirit guides gets really tricky. For tangible results that it's something you will say mostly could poke with a stick. You might want to have them set up an arcane sanctum and follow the video on my channel to do that, because then they can actually be working in that arcane sanctum and they can actually contact the spirit guide there, so it shows up in there and they can sit down at a table and have a chat with it. Right off the top of my head, that's going to be the most tangible way to get a result that you and your spirit guide are jiving. So, that's a good question, though, because it really is hard. I mean, I had someone this week ask me, they on my video, is this stuff real? It's like, I focus on the science of magic, but by the standards of modern science, we can't put it in a test tube, so we have to base it on repeated tangible results. And for me, that's if I do X plus Y and it gives me Z repeatedly, then I know there's something to that process. So, I mean, it depends on what they would define as a tangible result, but that would be my advice. Well, that would also be the quickest way to do it. Well, I might be able to do something like that, only I'd have to do very small batches of the coins. Yeah, have them do the Astral Sanctum thing, and they should get results really quickly. The energy lately, has been spiking a lot for different reasons, and there are people who's gotten just those waves of energies just passed over them. So if you're not grounded in shielding, it can get overwhelming. Oh, no problem. Happy to help. Okay, people, I just got the 5 minute. That can't be accurate. That they're going to disconnect. So, any short questions I can cover real quick before I have to say my good nights for this short ramblings. This is my shortest ramblings yet. This feels weird, people. Yeah, there is a full moon eclipse tonight. There really is. And that will definitely cause a bit of an energetic stir. Yep, that would be the energy. Your third eye is really what pulls in and receives the energy. I know we talk about feeling it in other areas, but that is your key sensory organ for energy, if that makes sense. Just like your brain's really the only thing that knows what pain is, but it tells the rest of your body to feel it. So, yeah. Okay. Well, with that, I'll go ahead and get wrapping up before we just get cut off here. We are condensing everything to workingdragonmystic.com, so you can find the YouTube channel, the school, everything in one spot, make it a lot easier for y'all. That includes the Patreon. And for those of you supporting me on Patreon, I thank you a lot. Your support has helped immensely, and it has taken some of the load off the expense of doing all this. So thank you very much. And I hope you have enjoyed the early peaks of the works and stuff we've been doing on there. I will try and set the super chat up this week. Hopefully I don't screw it up. We all know how technology hates me. We got a new video coming out Tuesday. And I want to say it's actually the power of trance work and why trance work is a valuable tool in your practice. So, but more importantly, unless I get a phone call correcting me, join us Sunday for Magical Coffee Hour at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Linda should be back. Should be back for that. All right. So with that, you all have a wonderful evening. It was great to see you tonight. I love the questions. Sorry we have to cut it short. If you have any, pop over to the Discord server. I'll try and answer them there, or write them down and bring them with you next week, okay? Y'all have a wonderful evening. Take it easy. Good night.